So yeah, I did not expect to make this video today, but I still wanted to vent about this a little bit, because as you have read the title of this video, I am going to be talking in discussion regarding of Death Stranding 2 Collector's Edition. Now, before I proceed, I wanted to mention, perhaps you can already hear by the tone of my voice, that this is not a scripted video. Instead, I've wanted to share my first reaction, and because also I'm a little bit upset about this, and I did not want to, dedicate too much time into this specific script, since I wanted to have my real thoughts and first up thoughts what I think about in this situation. So, as many of you may have noticed and have realized relating to Death Stranding 2 Collector's Edition, that I believe, I may be wrong about this, but I believe it's only available on PlayStation Direct, where you can purchase this Collector's Edition. And that's what I did. I purchased it. I was expected to receive this Collector's Edition, well, today, the 24th, because it's available 2 days early access from its launch. The official launch of Death Stranding 2 is coming 26th of June, but if you get I think it was the Deluxe Edition and also the Collector's Edition, you can receive it 2 days earlier. So yes, the 24th, it is today. And I've noticed also quite a few people are having the same issue as I am, because, well, they were expected to receive a Collector's Edition that costs 250 euros or $250 I believe as well, and yet it's just like, wait, why am I not getting the full benefit if it's your fault, for example, that you can't bring this collector's edition on the day when it's supposed to release? And so I was checking on my delivery postage, and thankfully they said that they have already shipped it, but the problem is that it's not gonna arrive at my place and not until tomorrow. And in fact, I noticed as well, later tomorrow, so like maybe give or take 5-6 o'clock p.m. It's like, what is going on? And like, if you're going to be a day late, then perhaps maybe, I'm not sure, bring it over at 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock a.m. time. So it's just like when it's usually, the post usually works. It's frustrating because when you make a purchase and you're saying that you're going to have an addition to this more expensive version 2 days earlier, and yet I'm paying 250 euros, and yet you can't make the promise on that, in that case, ship your box, your collector's edition, earlier. Ship it maybe a week earlier, because I noticed they only shipped it on Monday. And yeah, I understand that usually some posts, some places, some regions do not work on Saturdays and Sundays. That's understandable. Well, in that case, send it over on Friday. If you can't, or at least maybe say you can't do that because there's a possibility that the post might come in earlier, is that really a problem? Okay, because it's business, I can understand that it could be. But nevertheless, maybe there's a way you could actually schedule it. That, okay, send it over, let the post hold on to it till Tuesday, when it's actually supposed to release. And they could bring it over as quickly as possible. Because like, it feels like, you're paying so much money and you can't even make the promise of it's arriving on the day off where it's supposed to be. It's frustrating. I wanted to make a video about this. I also noticed that some people are actually having the same issue, because like PlayStation Direct is the only spot or the place, at least so far that I know of, that you can get this collector's edition. It's frustrating because you're paying so much money and yet they can't keep the promise of delivering the package on time. I want to play the game now. I don't want to wait tomorrow. What's going on with this? Like say maybe this you took a day off, right? And you were expecting to receive this package on the 24th. And yet, I believe, isn't this game also digital only, right? You only get the physical goodies because it's the collector's edition, you get the statue and all that stuff, but the game itself is actually digital code. Well, in that case, since it's the 24th, send out the code through email, or on phone, for an example, officially, that of course if you verified it. But yet, why don't they do that too? You see, there's so many questions, so many on things that just been unanswered, and it's frustrating. And I'm noticing again that a lot of people on Twitter or X and a lot of other social media are having similar issues. And yet again, this is not the first time that this happens. It's frustrating that when you want to play a game on the day off when it's supposed to be coming, and yet it doesn't arrive on time, and on top of that you spend so much money. It's frustrating. Well guys, I just wanted to vent about this, and I feel like this needs to be a priority because like the games are getting way more expensive than they usually are. Collector's edition are ridiculously expensive as well. Thankfully in some cases Death Stranding the collector's edition isn't one of the highest of highest tiers in terms of the pricing. 250 euros, even though that is quite a lot in fact. But still, like, if you're paying so much money, you are expected to receive the VIP treatment because this is limited quantities. Actually, now that I talk about limited quantities, I noticed as well that Death Stranding 2 Collector's Edition is still available to order. It's still in stock, at least in my region it is. It's odd because it seems like Collector's Edition for Death Stranding 2 isn't doing so well. At least that part, physical copy anyway. But nevertheless, I'm still looking forward to the game. I know the game is fantastic. I've seen so many early reviewers just giving an 8, a 9, a 10 out of 10. Incredible. It seems like it's even better than the first game. And that's a little bit of a surprise as well, because Hideo Kojima is known for more controversial sorts of takes in their games that he usually makes. But now that he made something like more or less of a masterpiece, and wow, that's impressive. Kudos to Hideo Kojima. Wow, and the team behind the Death Stranding, well, Kojima Productions. And at that, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.